Ally X is not set up to be a gaming handheld. At least, not out of the box. So today I'm going to show you what settings you need to change in order to make the Ally X a much better handheld gaming experience. I'll be showing you some adjustments for Armory Crate, options in the power settings, and lastly, we'll wrap it up with some suggestions that'll even help improve gaming and battery performance. Honestly, the first thing you should do is set your right thumb as an additional fingerprint for Windows Hello. This makes picking up the Ally X and getting back into Windows so much faster and more comfortable than trying to awkwardly position your other fingers. To do this, just go to Accounts and Sign In options, then tap the Add a Finger button and follow the on-screen instructions. The next thing you want to do is head to your power settings, which can be found on the settings home screen. Here we're going to change our display off setting to be 5 minutes and sleep to 30 minutes while on battery. I found this made the Ally X a lot more responsive between sleep and wake states, making it a much better experience when picking it up in gaming or putting it down without having the system go into hibernation. Now, if you leave the Ally X in sleep long enough, it will eventually go into hibernation, meaning the next time you hit the power button, it'll have to go through the whole splash screen, Windows resume, etc. But generally speaking, 5 minutes for screen off makes the Ally X always feel ready to be used, while 30 minutes for sleep is great for when you want to pack it into a bag and plan to use it in a few hours. Now, if you want to completely disable hibernation, you can actually go into the command prompt and type the command power CFG-H off. This should prevent your Ally X from ever entering hibernation. Now, this may use more idle battery, but means your Ally X will always be ready for you when you want to play. Shout out to the Fox for that one, by the way. One other thing to keep in mind is that if you toss your Ally into a case or a bag for extended periods without shutting it down, it might get hot. I personally have never had an issue with this, but if you notice your Ally being really hot when you take it out of your bag, you may want to consider re-enabling hibernation mode to keep it from overheating when not in use. That, or just make sure to shut it down before you store it for long periods of time. Now let's head into Armory Crate. First thing we're going to do is go to Performance and then Eco Assist. Here we're going to disable both Modern Standby Assist and Extreme Standby Mode. These are designed to help preserve as much battery as possible for the Ally X when it's not being used by going into hibernation sooner. Well, if you disabled hibernation already in the previous step, then these won't do much for you. But if you didn't disable hibernation, these settings will further prevent battery drain when the system does go into hibernation, practically acting as if it shut down completely. However, this means turning it back on can sometimes be a slow process. I've even had my Ally X soft lock when coming out of hibernation, forcing me to do a hard reset of the device. Trust me, it's not really worth it. You know what's also not really worth it? CPU boost. I touched on this in my last video, but CPU boost isn't super useful in most games and is more likely to waste battery rather than boost performance. So if it's on, turn it off. You can easily re-enable it in your command center, which we'll touch on in just a minute. The last setting in here is to keep your Ally running even when the screen is off. This is ideal if you're downloading games while not using the Ally. Normally when the Ally goes to sleep, it'll basically suspend all activity until you turn it back on, including network activity. This setting allows the system to go to sleep without stopping downloads or whatever you had running when it went to sleep. Keep in mind, this only works when the Ally is plugged in. So use this to download all your games when you go do something else without having to worry about keeping your screen on. Now we're gonna head into GPU settings and disable all the AMD advanced graphics options. I know some of you are probably thinking that some of these settings like FSR and RIS are supposed to be good for gaming, but to be honest, you don't need them in most games, and sometimes they cause more issues than they solve. That, and in games where you want to turn these on, they're usually offered in the game's own settings, but generally, keeping them off will give you the best balance between quality and performance. Now that the Ally X has 24 gigs of RAM at 7,500 megatransfers per second, there's less of a need to use these settings, so I'd just keep them off. Now for the RGB, I'd recommend checking the box to have them turn off after a minute while on battery, as well as turning them off when the Ally X is in sleep mode. This will prevent your Ally X from flashing randomly while the screen is off. That being said, if you're going to keep the RGB lights on while gaming, turn them down to 33% via the command center or just turn them off completely. They don't waste a ton of battery, but I found that 33% brightness was plenty bright for those of you who enjoy RGB lighting. Moving on to the command center controls. If you didn't already know, you can completely customize which controls you have access to in your command center. I'll leave mine up on screen so you guys can pause or take a screenshot or whatever, but generally speaking, I tried to only put the most important controls in my command center that make the biggest difference while gaming. If you're struggling to decide what to put, at minimum, put your operating mode, refresh rate, and resolution. These are the most critical controls you'll want access to while gaming. You can always add or remove controls as you see fit, so don't be afraid to try different things to best fit your needs. With all that out of the way, I have a few extra recommendations recommendations to help make sure you get the best balance between battery, quality, and performance. First and foremost, play your games on performance mode, not turbo mode. Performance mode is now 17 watts and is perfect for almost every game you'll play. Along with that, games like Elden Ring should be played at 900p, not 1080p. Trust me, most games still look great at 900p, and it'll help maximize your FPS without having to enable a bunch of AI upscaling or fancy sharpening. Nowadays, most modern games will auto-detect graphic settings for you, but if you're struggling or want a little more FPS, dropping the resolution to 900p is a great way to boost performance without losing a ton of quality in things like textures. Now, if you play a bunch of indie games, I got good news for you. Since the quiet mode on Ally X is now 13 watts instead of 10, you can comfortably play 2D or retro games on quiet mode even at 1080p. Every title's a little different, but games like Vampire Survivor can run at 120 FPS at 1080p in quiet mode, which is pretty great because it means you can play for 8+ hours on a single charge. But what about turbo mode? Well, I would recommend only using turbo mode for titles that are still struggling at 900p in performance mode. While turbo mode offers a nice bump in performance across the board, it does suck back a substantial amount of power, so use your better judgment. If you know you can't charge for a while, try sticking to performance mode. If charging isn't an issue, then turbo away. Nothing wrong with a little extra power. Not to mention, turbo mode is the only mode that boosts up to 30 watts when plugged into the wall. And finally, to help you save even more battery, try to keep the brightness at 50% or less. I found that 50% was plenty bright in most situations and helps not only reduce battery drain, but also helps keep the system cool. An obvious one, but something I think people easily overlook and can be one of the biggest hidden battery hogs. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of options and ways to use the Ally X. Hopefully these settings give you a great place to start and help make your experience much better than the out-of-box experience. But let me know in the comments, what are some things you changed? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to see more videos like this, because we're just getting started with the Ally X.